guys saw my PTR 91 Part 2 video where I compared Tula 308 to 7.62 NATO. You'll remember that I said I was going to go pick up the brass from the 7.62 NATO. Well, I did do that, and I want to talk to you guys about that real quick. And something you may not know about the PTR 91. It has a very interesting feature: chamber flutes. Alright guys, so what are chamber flutes? Well, chamber flutes cause your brass to look like this. Okay, if you're new to this rifle, like I am, you may have never heard the term chamber flutes before, and I certainly had not until I started looking into this rifle. Now, the chamber flutes cause this blast pattern. Basically, that's what it equates to. It's a powder blast marks coming back as the empty case is extracted and ejected from the rifle. Now, what are chamber flutes? Chamber flutes, they're linear grooves that run the length of the chamber, front to back or back to front, and it reduces the resistance of the case as it's being extracted, and that aids in reliability. You can use many different types of ammunition, different loads, and it actually should help in the cycling, because this rifle actually cycles very violently. It's a blowback system, which technically it is a delayed roller blowback system, but I'm not going to get into that on this video. I'm just going to talk about the chamber flutes. So for the purposes of this video, let's call it a blowback rifle. Okay, so let me give you a closer look here at the chamber. So I have the bolt locked back right now, but what happens when this rifle cycles, I'm sure you've heard of Newton's third law. For every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. So when the round is fired inside the chamber, it creates a tremendous amount of pressure, and the brass will actually expand and hug the chamber wall very tightly, and that pressure creates force that pushes the bullet down the bore of the barrel and out the muzzle. Now, that pressure also causes rearward force, and that is what presses against or pushes the brass case against the bolt and cycles the action. So when this round is fired, tremendous pressure builds up, the bullet goes one way, and the case pushes the other way, and it blows the bolt back. There you go. You get that's why it's called a blowback system, because the pressure created by the round going off blows the bolt back, and it's very violent. Some rifles have a gas system that blows gas back in there through a tube. Some have a piston. There's none of that on this rifle. It's just a blowback rifle. So the pressure from the round going off is what cycles the action. Now, what you'll notice here, and I have a piece that I cleaned up here. Believe it or not, that actually did look like that. Okay, but I used some Brasso metal polish and I cleaned that up. Some people will say that you can reload these, others will say that you can't. I'm not going to say one way or the other because I don't reload. What you'll notice on here, hopefully if it's focusing well, you're going to notice a dent on there. Now, they all have that. Now, every piece, I haven't cleaned this one up obviously, but you can see a dent there. I'm going to grab another one here. You can see, where is it? Yeah, you can see it. Whoop, let me get it in the frame here. Sorry about that. There's a dent right there. Okay. Now, what causes that? Well, it's caused by that violent extraction and the ejection. As this brass is being extracted, wow, that one shows up a lot better, doesn't it? As the brass is being extracted, or the empty piece of brass, the extractor hooks the back of the case and pulls it back from that pressure rearward. Now, it's down here in the chamber, or being extracted from the chamber, and as it clears, it starts to flip outward, right? So you can see that dent there, hopefully, and as it's flipping outward, it hits the back edge there of the ejection port. It smacks against there, and then it's deflected out forward. About 2 o'clock. It's about a 2 o'clock ejection pattern. I was able to find all 20 pieces of brass. I fired 20 pieces of brass ammunition that day, and I wanted to pick every one of them up. I was able to find each one of the pieces. The rifle does eject at a pretty consistent 2 o'clock angle or direction, so I pretty much knew right where they were landing. That was very, very handy, very reliable. But there again, it's from the round being extracted, hits the back, and then it's ejected out and bounced off. It's amazing to me that these brass cases and even the steel cases, here's a cleaned up steel case. Hopefully you can see the dent there. The steel, it works exactly the same. It's amazing that any empty shell casing, for that matter, can be bounced off of that back edge with such force to fling it 25 to 30 feet and not cause more of a dent. That's actually pretty amazing to me. But guys, I just want to give you a closer look here and give you a little information on chamber flutes and how your brass is going to look from when you get a PTR 91, because I know all of you want to get one. It's a fantastic rifle. I know you've probably heard that before, and you've heard me say that before, but it really is a fantastic rifle. Well, I tried not to ramble on too much on this one. Wanted to keep it simple. Hope you guys liked the video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe, and share with your friends. That would help me out tremendously. And again, I want to thank my new subscribers. You guys are awesome. And thank you so much for not only responding, asking questions, but especially for the kind words that I've been receiving. You guys are great. You're very supportive, and I appreciate it very much. More videos on the way. I hope to get out and do some more outdoor videos. It's been a little windy out here recently, and I've had some issues with that on some of my videos. So I may actually end up having to work with an external microphone and put a cover on it to try to get some better audio quality. But I will be making more videos, and they're going to be coming at you soon, guys. So as always, thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you next time.